Hey mathematicians, today we're going to learn about volume. Volume is the amount of space inside a 3D figure. So we learned about surface area earlier. Surface area is if you wanted to cover a box in construction paper, finding out how many square inches of paper you would need to do that. Volume is if you wanted to fill a box with something, how much would you need? So one way we can think of that is by taking the first layer here, and you can see I've got two boxes here, and then I've got, of this set of two, it goes back, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, this layer is 10 blocks. If I wanted to find out how many blocks I need to fill the whole thing, well, I've got 1, 2, 3 layers of blocks, so I would do 10 times 3, and I would say the volume, the amount of space in this shape, is 30 cubic units, okay? When you have a rectangular prism, it is just length times width times height, which is what we did down here. We did 2 times 5, and that got us our 10, and then times 3 gets us our 30. So we'll start with number 1. This is an I do problem. We're going to find the volume of the cube, and we are told that the width of this edge is 3 meters. Since it is a cube, we know that this is 3, and this is 3, and then this is also 3. So I'm going to start like I did on this problem. I'm going to find the area of this bottom layer. Area is length times width. 3 times 3 is 9. So I know that the area of the bottom is 9 meters squared, and I've got 3 meters of layers of them, so I'm going to do 9 times 3. And that tells me I've got 27 cubic meters, or 27 meters to the third power. Just like we use a 2 here to indicate that we're measuring in 2 dimensions, we're going to use a 3 here to show that we're measuring in 2 dimensions this way, and then a third going this way. So that 3 doesn't tell us to multiply stuff. It's just telling us that we're measuring in 3 dimensions. Number 2, this is a you help me out problem. A cube has an edge of 10 centimeters. Find its volume. So we know that the cube is going to look like this. So the area of the bottom would be 10, and then the height is also, the area of the bottom would be 100, because 10 times 10 is 100. And then we're going to multiply that by 10 because that's the height. And that tells us it is 1,000 cubic centimeters. Okay, number 3 is a you do problem. The height of this is 7 inches. So I'm going to ask that you pause the video, calculate the volume, and then come back and check your answer. Welcome back. Hopefully you should have gotten 140 cubic inches. Make sure you put that 3 on your unit there. If you find the area of the base, you'll find that it has an area of 20 inches. Multiply it by the height, and you get 140. Number 4 is another you do problem. A rectangular prism has a height of 8 centimeters, a length of 4 centimeters, and a width of 3 centimeters. Find its volume. Please find that volume and press pause while you're working. Press play when you're ready to come back and check your answer. All right, welcome back. We should have gotten the answer as 96 cubic centimeters. All right, number 5 is an I do problem, so I'm going to model that for you, and then we'll do some where you help me out. What we need to know for this diagram, we're missing this measurement here, that is 4 centimeters. So on our previous problems, we found the area of the base, and then we multiplied by the height. So we need to know the area of the base on this triangular prism. The base is here. For all prisms, it's whatever shape you have that's at opposite ends, so these are our bases. So I need to find the area of this triangle and then multiply by the height. To find the area of a triangle, I do 1/2 base times height. My base is 4. My height is 6. I know half of 4 is 2, and 2 times 6 is 12, so the area of that triangle is 12 square centimeters. Now I just need to multiply it by the height of that prism. 12 times 12 is 144 cubic centimeters. So we did area of base, and we use a capital B to represent the area of the base times height. Just like we did over here. We found the area of the base, and then we multiplied by the height. Okay, number 6 in class, that would be a we do problem. You would help me out with it. This missing measurement is 8 centimeters. So first we need to find the area of the base. That is this triangle here, because it is a triangular prism. It would work the same for a rectangular prism. Find the area of the rectangle, multiply by height. Area of a rectangle is 1/2 base times height. So I'm going to plug in my base is 3, my height is 4, on my triangle, right? Not my prism, just the height of the triangle. I know 1/2 of 4 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. So the area of this base is 6 square centimeters. And then I'm going to multiply by the height. So I'll do 6 times 8 and get 48 centimeters to the 3rd power. Okay. Number 7 is a you do problem. You need to know the base of that triangle. It is 32 millimeters. So I'm going to ask that you pause the video here and then come back when you are ready to check your answer for that volume. All right, hopefully you've got the answer of 1,920 millimeters. We found the area of this triangular base, which was 192 millimeters squared, and then we multiply it by the height of 10 to get 1,920 millimeters. Okay, number 8, this is an I do problem. This is something new. The bottom of this pyramid, this is a square pyramid, so this is also 8 centimeters. So we are going to use a different formula. If it were a prism, we would do the area of the base times the height. But if we did that, that would be like a regular rectangular prism. And you can see this doesn't fill up the entire regular rectangular prism. It fills up 1/3 of that. So we're still going to find the area of this base. 8 times 8 is 64. The height of this pyramid is 12. And then we multiply by 1/3. And you can just plug that into your calculator. You can also find the area of each piece. 64 times 12 is 768. So then when you take 1/3 of that, you get 256. And that is centimeters to the 3rd power. Make sure you're circling your answer. I think I've been forgetting this whole video. Oops. Number 9, this is a problem where you guys help me out. We are not told the height here. It is 16 feet. So just like before, I need to do 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. So first, let's find the area of my base. 9 times 12 is 108, and my height is 16. So now at this point, I could just go straight to my calculator and plug that in, and that would get me 576 cubic feet, or feet to the 3rd power. Number 10, this is a you do problem. You do need to know the base of that pyramid is 20 meters. 20 meters. So use that same formula. 1/3 area of the base times the height. Pause the video here. When you're ready with your answer to come back and check it, unpause. Welcome back. Hopefully the presence of that decimal didn't throw you off too much. You could say this is either 1,733 and 0.3 continuing cubic meters, or you could say it is 1,733 and 1/3 cubic meters. Either is fine. Sometimes you end up with decimals and fractions while we're doing geometry. That's okay. All right, number 11 is another you do problem. You need to know that the height of this is 9 meters. So set up your formula, 1/3 the area of the base times height. Plug in your numbers and calculate. Press pause while you calculate, and then come back to check your answer. Welcome back. We should have gotten 120 meters cubed. We would find the area of that base, which is 8 times 5, multiply it by the height, which is 9, and then multiply by 1/3 because it's a pyramid. It's slanted, but it's still a pyramid. The same rules still apply. All right, number 12, we've got a pyramid, but it is a triangular pyramid. That's okay. We can figure this out. This missing measurement here is 9 centimeters. We're going to use the same principle of 1/3 area of the base times the height. So first, let's find the area of the base of this triangle. We know that that is going to be a triangle, so we've got 1/2 9 times 13. And then that takes care of that area of that triangle. What is the height of our pyramid? It is 16. And then we multiply across. That gets us 936 centimeters cubed, but don't forget, we have to take 1/3 of that amount because it is a pyramid, not the full prism. So 1/3 of 9 is 3, 1/3 of 3 is 1, 1/3 of 6 is 2. 212 centimeters cubed. Okay. 13 is one we do together. We need to know that the height of this pyramid is 6 centimeters. So let's start by finding the area of this triangular base at the bottom. 1/3 area of base times height. 1/2 of 10. And we want the height of the triangle, not the pyramid. So we're going to use that 4. So 1/2 of 10 times 4 gets us 20. The height of the pyramid is 6, and we need to take 1/3 of that amount. So you can just plug that into your handy dandy calculator, and you get 40 cubic centimeters. 14 is a you-do problem. You do need to know that this is equal to 3 millimeters. Remember that is 1/3 area of the base times height. Remember that the base is a triangle, so you got to find the area of that triangle and then plug it into the formula. Pause the video now, please, and hit play when you're ready to come check your work. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you got 6 millimeters cubed. You can see here I worked through the process of finding the area of the triangle. That got me 4.5. I multiplied that by the height of the pyramid, and then I multiplied that by 1/3 to find our answer. Number 15 is a you-do, and we are missing the height of the pyramid. That is 18 centimeters. So get your formula ready. 1/2 area of the base, 1/3 area of the base times the height. Please press pause now so you can calculate it. Come back to check your answers. Welcome back. Hopefully you got your answer of 511 and 89 cubic centimeters. If you're not sure, you can pause and look at what I've done on the screen to help you get that answer. I did not include a reflection space today, but I would like you to include in your notes what were your key takeaways, what was important about this lesson.